25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? I'm back. Welcome to season 2, episode 5 of Connection Interruption. It's your boy DJ Tay Boogie. I got my brothers from another mother here with me, Brian and Mark. Swing and touch artists. What's good, fellas?
What's going on?
Who they, baby?
Who they? Super Bowl getting us a soupy.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's the year of the Tiger.
Sure is.
The year, so it's the year of the Tiger. The Tigers are in the Super Bowl.
Never had a doubt.
Yeah.
Never had a doubt. Not even at halftime, man. I never had a doubt.
It's a good thing they don't play the real game of football the way Tay plays Madden.
See, I knew that was coming.
You missed out last week, so I had to get it in now.
I knew that was
I had to get it in.
Hey, he will never play me again, so he can win.
Well, at the bottom of the show notes, I don't know if you guys saw, I proposed the idea of you guys playing each other again. It would be Ryan v. Tay 2, but except one of you guys take the Bengals and one of you guys take the Rams, and it'll help decide the results of the Super Bowl.
Well, then I guess I better take the Bengals. Bah!
I will let you have it, Bengals. I'll let you have it.
Otherwise, the Rams are going to win, bro.
Yeah, see.
Bengals are winning. It's fact.
Yeah, Bengals are winning. We're winning. Yeah, so we're doing after the Super Bowl, the reenact the Super Bowl. How about that? So we don't jinx the team.
Yeah, I used to do it back in the day. I used to let it run simulations and play like 30 games against the 2 Super Bowl teams to see how it would balance out.
Right.
I was thinking about doing that this year, but I don't know that I have that much time. I used to just let it run and like come back and be like, oh, look, here's the box score. But
yeah.
Oh man. So what's good? What's going on?
Staying warm before this wintry mix hits, but
yeah, it could get ugly here in the Cincinnati area.
Which is good for you gamers, as long as the power and internet stay on. Am I right?
there's the key, right?
That's the catch, you know.
Like I have all 3 switches charging.
Yeah, charge everything up.
You got the iPad. Oh wait, I don't have the iPad on the charger. Hold up.
Get it on. Get it on the charger.
It's happening right
charge
now.
Up all your electronic devices.
All that stuff to get me through however long.
24 to 48 hours.
Whew. I just don't want to deal with all that stuff. Like, I'm not a fan of snow, ice, all that goodness. Like, it makes me want to move every time something like this happens. But the alternatives, like hurricanes and
I've been through 6 hurricanes. It's not cute.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun either, though.
No, where you went out power and water for 2 weeks.
I don't think Arizona gets, hurricanes and all that. So I think that's the place we should all move.
They get sandstorms.
That's true, and it's hot, I guess. But hey, I don't know. I like Ohio. I mean, this keeps life exciting, right? Like, the snow and the ice keeps you on your toes, keeps life exciting. Some people are already off. I'm jealous if you're that person.
Yeah, schools are already closed. My kids have an e-learning day tomorrow already. They know.
I feel bad for them. I never had to do that going through school. That's messed up. That's messed up. You should just be off. Let them have a break.
An actual snow day.
Yeah, let them have an actual snow day. Like, geez, is that so hard to come by nowadays?
No, because they missed a lot of days, and they get a lot of days out for holidays I didn't even know existed. So, yeah.
Nah, let them have a snow day. Speaking of which, I need to find out if I'm off.
So it's almost the best part about the winter being almost over is baseball season.
Yes,
true.
Right? The day's coming.
Well, so we're almost to spring training, but then I just heard, and I didn't realize this was a thing. Did you guys know that there's like a labor dispute going on right now between the owners and Major League Baseball?
No.
Yeah, I had no idea. But like, it's part of seeing that MLB The Show is coming to Switch. I happened to search something else and saw that there's a labor dispute and like games could be delayed, like spring training could be delayed.
Jeez, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, I had no idea. It was the Phoenix Business Journal says, according to reports, it's likely that the 2022 Cactus League spring training season could be altered or delayed because of ongoing labor negotiations between Major League Baseball owners and players.
But that's what I'm trying to figure out. If they weren't just drafted, ain't everybody tied into their contracts already?
Contracts are it's just a suggestion, man. Until you don't want to pay them. Like, it always blows my mind. And I know the owners are making a crap ton of money in professional sports.
Yeah.
But like, if you're willing to sign a 5-year deal for X millions of dollars, like, and you expect the owners to pay you for that, then you should be willing to work for the money that you signed for.
Sure.
Yeah. There's been issues with that in the past. There were soccer teams and stuff where like they made a deal and it was like I think it might have been the U.S. women's. And now I am not an expert in this, so I will say that I could have this wrong. But from my understanding and from the way people explained it to me and the way I read it, is like they decided they wanted to just get paid like a salary, not per game.
Right.
But then later on, they realized, oh, we would have made more money if we took the per game. And then they were upset that they didn't do that. And then they made the huge big deal out of it, like, oh, we're underpaid. And so
well, now
that's kind of how this is like.
Now they're dealing with a similar issue, though. Like the U.S. women, now the federation is not paying their salaries and their league salaries, like for the National Women's Soccer League.
Oh, wow.
So now you're seeing more of them go overseas to play because you can get more money playing overseas than you can from the teams here. So like you kind of get like it's a double-edged sword in that regard. But the main reason we're talking about baseball right now is because the show, which was on Xbox and PlayStation this past season, is now moving to Switch.
Yep. Can't wait for that one.
Are you going to play it on Switch?
Yeah, because there's not a lot of sports games that I play on Switch besides the NBA background, whatever that thing is. Yeah. And yeah, so that gave me something sports-wise to play on the move.
So April 5th is the release date on that for the show. I'm interested to see some video because right now I'm looking – all the video that they're showing, it looks like, is next gen. So I'd be interested to see like what it looks like on Switch.
Lord of the Rings in the building. What's good? Who they, baby?
Did you guys see that the NFL is selling NFTs?
Yep.
Yeah. U.S. men's national team last Thursday at the match in Columbus gave one away if you were there. Like they put a code up on the board and you could use a QR code to download an NFT.
Interesting.
For anybody that was in attendance.
But how much is that NFT going to be worth if everybody got it?
Exactly.
Only 20,000 people there.
Yeah.
And how many of them chose to do it?
True.
You know. I don't know how they're worth anything anyway, but that's another story altogether. So we use Discord a lot, like the three of us. That's kind of how we communicate throughout the week as we're preparing for the show. Is it going to PlayStation? Is that a big deal? Like, do you guys think that's a big deal?
Yes and no. Because I hate when people add me to the party rooms on PlayStation or the chats where I'm trying to play. So I think
that kind of party room.
I think with Discord, you have a broader audience and you can actually interact more because you have more people active on Discord. And you don't have to hear the voice. So that's a plus.
Okay.
I think it's a good thing, but it just sucks that it's got to be like team PlayStation versus just like, oh, we're Discord and we want it to be on all consoles. Like, that's huge that it's on a console, and I'm glad that it is, but I just don't know why it's like exclusive to PlayStation, from my understanding, right?
That's what my understanding is.
And I just don't know why they had to do that. Like, why couldn't you just? I guess PlayStation probably offered them a lot of money, but I would have liked to see it on, both consoles, because when I was a PC gamer and I really liked Discord, but all my friends were on like PlayStation, we played Fortnite together. Me being on PC, them being on PlayStation, I would have to I would put in like an earbud and then put my headset over it, and then it worked. But so I'm glad to see it's on there. Just really hate to see that it's exclusive, because we're so close to just crossing the bridges of gaming. You know what I mean? It's so close. All these games are slowly becoming cross play and cross platform, and it's really nice to see. But it's then you have Discord just be come on, man. I just think that it would have been in their benefit to also go with Microsoft too. Take less money from PlayStation and just go with Microsoft as well, and take money from them, or however it works.
Yeah. I mean, I understand it as far as wanting to be on every console. That makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
But it does. I think that Sony has been looking for different ways to stand out.
Yeah.
I think the news that Xbox was getting Activision, that Microsoft was buying Activision and Blizzard, really did kind of hit them hard. And then they just announced this week that they're acquiring Bungie. But people are oh, that was in response to them announcing Activision. And I'm no, there's no way that happened in that short of a time span, right?
It takes a year or more to close a deal.
Yeah, so they've been working on that for 6 months. But I think that ultimately you have to kind of make a decision when it comes to consoles right now based on what you can find. I don't think anybody is buying anything because of exclusives right now. No. I mean, I could be wrong. I just don't think that there's enough of them out there right now that are just standing out and saying, I have to have a PS5, because of XYZ,
Yeah. The only exclusives are single player games. I mean, for the most part. I mean, Halo's not, but I mean, it's games. I don't think someone's going to get a PlayStation 5 because it has Discord and Xbox doesn't. But I could be wrong because of you know what I mean? If all of your friends have PlayStation 5 or PCs and you want to talk to them on Discord, then you'd probably have to get a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of starting a PS5, my PlayStation beef. Not just because I don't have one, but I can't play my friends on my list in Madden anymore. So if you have a PS5 and I have a PS4, we can no longer play each other. And
that's actually why, so when we played on PlayStation, I had to go and get a copy for PS4. And I had a gift card and, all that good stuff. So, it cost me $2 or whatever because I had a coupon and a gift card. But in theory, I should be able to cross-generationally play that game, I would think.
But they got the new play engine on 5, so I guess people
Right.
are complaining about the lag and the glitching because you playing somebody on 4. But I was like, hey, if you're good, you're good. You know, if you're lucky, you're lucky. Like Ryan got lucky. But anyway, yeah. So
there were 9 turnovers in that game total.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about either of us being lucky. Like our defenses, both of our defenses were pretty solid.
Yeah, we was going neck to neck on defense. Yeah,
But I just find it interesting that this Discord piece, like that people were that excited about it. Like I saw it online and was like, okay.
Right.
I just like, because if you don't have a PC and you want to talk to your friends on Discord, you can just use the app on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
True.
You know, I just don't. I don't know. To me, it's not a selling piece. Like I just don't see it as a piece where I'm like, all right, awesome. That makes a big difference for me when it comes to playing on PlayStation.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it would have been a much bigger deal for me. It's like, oh, it's coming to console, but like really for it just being just PlayStation, like it kind of ruins it for me. Like I really just not a fan of exclusives. Even when if it comes to PC, like I don't necessarily want to see a game that's just on PC. Like I think back in the day when I was like younger and stuff, it was like, oh, this is Xbox exclusive, kind of like haha, like it's kind of like a almost like a team kind of thing, like oh, we're better than you kind of thing. But maybe it's just my maturity. But at the same time, I'm just like, nah, we don't want that anymore. Like, you know, you'll see memes too, and it's like, oh, haha, like you're on Xbox, your controller needs batteries. You know what I mean? It's like, but at the same time, it's like that's true. So like, Xbox, where you're at with place better controllers.
I'm still that petty. I'm still that petty. Like I'm team PlayStation all the way, but yeah, I still do petty stuff to Xbox.
I don't find it. Like, I find it frustrating when my PlayStation batteries quit working and I can't just buy a replacement.
Yeah.
Like, and on Xbox, like, yeah, I had to pay a little bit more to get the battery pack or whatever, but I can buy another one and just put it in. Like, so for me, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like, I'm basically playing exclusives on each console as they go, like the single player stuff. And I'm playing sports games mostly on Xbox because most of my friends have them on Xbox, and that's where I play that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like, there's certain games like Gran Turismo 7, I only have one option. Like, I'm like, I have to play that on PlayStation if I want to jump in.
Right.
But like, is it good enough for me to like just spend all my time playing that?
Hey, from the video and the graphics, that Gran Turismo.
I mean, it looks good, but if let's say I didn't have a PlayStation, am I trying to track one down? Like to get to just to play GT7?
Nah.
I mean,
like with me, like I'm a PlayStation head, so like now since y'all introduced me to the whole PC world, I would wait for it to come out on PC or Game Pass.
How long would you wait? Like, that's the other question.
To whenever it drops.
What if could you wait a month?
Yeah, I don't wait
3 months.
The longest I waited for a game was maybe like 6 months.
Could you wait 4 years?
It wouldn't be that long.
Grand Theft Auto has done that to me. I'm sorry.
Well, no, in all seriousness, 4 years was the distance between God of War on PlayStation and God of War on PC.
Yeah.
Was it really that long?
Yeah, it was 2018.
Wow.
So that's why I asked. I wasn't being sarcastic. I really mean, like, will you wait 4 years? Because that was the distance that we had to wait for God of War.
Wow.
So like, because I actually when we were talking about it on a previous show, and I went, dang, that came out in 2018. That because I remember it being one of my games of the year it came out, and then we looked at the date, and that was right.
That's
So,
insane.
So like, am I willing to wait? I'm not. I have a PlayStation 5, like, but if I didn't have a PS5, I don't know that I'm running out trying to find one for Gran Turismo. And I love it. I love Gran Turismo. I like racing games, as we know, because I play a ton of them, no matter what they are, even if they're garbage.
I knew that was.
Tay's like, is he going to mention cruising?
Right. I knew that was coming. I was like, he's going to say something about the garbage.
Oh, it's so bad. But, you know, I'm trying to stay positive. I think that Gran Turismo 7 looks amazing. It looks super pretty. But I don't know that it's enough for somebody to like pay more than $500 for a PS5 to get it. Because right now, if you find them, they're bundles, right? Like it's like just a bundle.
Model, yeah.
But I mean, if you're buying a PS5, there's not very many people that are buying it for one game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what other exclusive?
I mean,
Horizon Forbidden West is coming out in what, like 14 days?
Yeah, I mean, God of War. I mean, I know it's out on PC now, but I mean, you're talking about future games. I mean,
yeah, Ragnarok. I mean, if that comes out,
yeah.
I mean,
honestly, if you're going for exclusives, PlayStation is the place to go because they do have the best exclusives in my opinion.
If you like single player, yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to crap on PlayStation, and I'm sure it sounds like I am, but like my single player stuff is on PlayStation.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated for the people who can't get one.
Right.
Yeah, like Tay is one of them, but like,
and they got like what, 15 million sold?
I mean, they hit 18 million. I think they said globally, like have shipped. And I like Tay before the show, you said it. You're like, where did they ship them? Right. I want to know. But like they're selling all over the world at crazy prices because scalpers, you know, are picking them up. And I don't know. I just think that there's an option for people that want to play really, really good games to now look at the price of a console and question if they should just invest in a PC instead.
Or just invest in stock and get paid off for the dummies buying consoles.
Or just buy NFTs.
True that.
Yeah. Like I just $500 for a console, and then you're limited to the games based on what exclusives are what. Almost everything is coming out on that exclusive console plus PC at this point.
Yep.
So I feel like you can play both if you want to play that way. I don't know. I could be wrong. I just feel like there's really no reason to jump down on exclusives. Like Halo, I can play on both, and my progress carries over. So yeah, it's cool. I have Xboxes. Like the kids and I play, and they play on the Xbox, and I'm on PC sometimes. But like, the fact that everything's available on both is pretty awesome. And like Mark said, we're really close to not needing to have exclusives.
There's just no need. I feel like they think that it's like saving their companies and their like consoles, but I think at the end of the day, like it's only restricting the amount, like it's keeping them where they're at, but it's preventing them from like exponentially making more. Like they're keeping their ceiling where they're at because it's like so much imagination and creativity is being blocked because of their greed. But yet if they just pulled their greed away, they'd actually may potentially make more money because it's like it's no different than like kind of like how the internet was. It was very like you couldn't really do a whole bunch, and, you know, people thought it was just a fad, and like all of a sudden, boom, it explodes, and like you can make, you know, there's all kinds of money being made via internet now, and it's just like And now I don't really know what that means for these consoles and stuff, but I mean, they easily could start coming up with ways instead of just start locking everything down. Like it's just when you open things up, it just always works out better. But
So as we're talking about exclusives, I saw a really interesting tweet from a friend of mine, RooneyFan_05. He said, "What's so effed up is when I heard Microsoft news, I was convinced that Microsoft will not make all Activision games exclusive. However, I'm equally convinced that Sony will absolutely make all Bungie games exclusive going forward. Sony is a hardware company first and foremost."
True.
I just found that tweet interesting because I read it and I caught myself going, yeah, like I can totally see that.
I was gonna say like with Sony and with exclusives in general. So if I could buy it on both systems, that means I don't have to buy PlayStation. I can buy Xbox, or I don't have to buy Xbox. I can buy PlayStation. Well, if it's exclusive, you're still driving people to buy your system.
Well, right, and that's the thing. So, but they're making things exclusive on console exclusive, but then releasing it on PC. So I only really have to have one console.
Yeah.
If I have a PC as well.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. One console, or PC.
I don't need a console at all if I have PC because everything's coming out on PC. I don't know. I find it really interesting because as much as I love my PS5, I don't play it as much because it's actually on the TV like directly behind my head. It's plugged into that system or that TV and through that sound system and all that stuff, but it's not hooked up to anything that I can stream through.
Gotcha.
So I catch myself not playing it as much because a lot of what I'm doing is I'm playing on stream, right? Or we're trying to do for things. Or like the night that I played Tay and Madden and beat him again. He was streaming our game and I was playing on the same TV.
The blasphemy.
But like it just didn't, like I don't have it hooked up to the PC that I stream through. So I don't play it as much as I feel like I should. And I don't know if I don't want to say I'm anti-PlayStation because I'm really not. I love, like, Ratchet and Clank was on one of my Game of the Year lists, right? Like, I love Kenna Bridge of Spirits, which was a console exclusive for PlayStation. But I really feel like if it wasn't for their exclusive titles, I'm not playing games on that console. I don't know.
Well, you go ahead. You go ahead and sell your PlayStation.
I mean, if they quit putting it, if they put everything out day and date on PC versus the delay on PC, then it may come down to that. But I want to play stuff when it comes out. Like I'm still frustrated that I haven't played Pokemon yet.
I was going to ask if you have.
Amazon didn't deliver my copy.
You got physical, huh?
Yeah, I did physical for that one, mainly because the kids will play it as well, and you can put their save on each console with a physical copy versus the digital copy. All the Pokemon games we buy physical copies of because of that.
Did you get your refund?
No, I just told them to send me another one. But then it was like, hey, you're not going to get it till the 6th of February. You know, it's like, all right. If I don't get it by the date that they're saying now, like I'll just cancel it.
And then both of them go show up.
Whatever. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It was supposed to be here on release day. It said it shipped. It said it was out for delivery, and then they never showed up.
Because the delivery guy got it.
Yeah, or like that was Friday, and it snowed Friday. So it could have been any number of things, right? With crappy weather in the winter here, you never know. And when they said it wasn't going to be delivered, I'm like, are you kidding? Like I was sitting there waiting to play.
Dang.
But again, that's another Nintendo exclusive, right? Like, so they get me on exclusives almost every time. It doesn't seem to matter who it is. There's certain IPs that I want to play. And Sony gets me with certain ones, Uncharted.
I love Uncharted. Yes,
They'll get me for sure with Horizon. I was just having a complete brain fart there.
I didn't like that first one. I'm zero interest in the second one, but
Yeah, I mean, like it's definitely a weird storyline. So if you don't get bought in on the story pretty early, like I can see where you wouldn't like it. I initially so I would say the first 15, 20 minutes of that game, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to dig this. And then I got about 2 or so hours in and went, okay, and now I'm kind of seeing what's going on.
right.
And then I really wound up getting into it. But I didn't finish it. I need to go back and finish it. But I mean, we're exclusives just get me, and I don't like. So when everybody's saying like, oh, if Sony goes exclusive on Destiny or all these new IPs, like it'll be interesting because they've also announced that they want to launch 10 live service games by 2026.
Yep.
Like
that's a lot. That's a lot.
I want to ask Mark this since he's a PC gamer first and foremost and played a lot of CSGO, which to me is a games as service game, except it doesn't have subscription base, right? If CSGO was subscription based and you had to pay to play like a monthly fee, would you have played it?
So that's starting out, maybe not, but at the peak of me playing it, yeah. But I would want stuff in return. Like I wouldn't want just like how World of Warcraft is like, oh, you don't get anything.
Would you want like the battle pass like they have in Fortnite? Like
something like that.
You get like, hey, you get
I mean,
this
they
skin
have
and
that.
you get that skin.
Yeah, I mean, CS:GO has that now.
We got to put this on the screen because nobody's ever gonna say this ever again. This has to go up. Thanks, good. Yeah, looking good, right?
Yeah, my mama think I'm handsome. So.
Smile, raise your eyebrows, stop smiling. That's your model face.
So I think for like CS:GO, yeah, like I mean they're doing that now, and I think they might have toyed with that a little bit because I think like CS:GO is free now, but I think to play the ranked mode you have to buy it or something like that.
Okay. Well, I know PUBG is that way. Like they just moved PUBG to pay to or free to play, and then added like an advanced like payment mode or whatever.
The monthly is hard. I'd almost rather pay annually, and I know that's stupid because it's like the same, but I'd almost rather pay annually. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I would. I mean,
okay. I just have a really hard time. So like, I go through spurts with games. Like I played a ton of Fortnite during the holidays because the kids were playing it and we were all playing together. And we took a couple of days off of it, didn't play much. But then like this weekend again, we jumped in.
mm-hmm.
And with my Xbox rewards, I had like $20 sitting on my Microsoft account. So I bought each of them the battle pass for a month because like they had a ton of stars just sitting there. But I don't think if it was like there wasn't a bunch of extra stuff, I don't think I would play like as a games as a service. Like I don't think that now I could go back to World of Warcraft and pay for these and actually use them like these $60 cards, right? Like
yeah. So like I guess that's why Game Pass is so helpful, like for you personally.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I just have a really hard time being like, hey, you can pay $15 a month to play this game.
Yeah.
And then knowing that like within a month there can be like I'll play a little bit tonight or whatever, and I play some on Monday nights, but then I won't play again till Friday.
Yeah.
Or I'll play Monday and then Friday, Saturday, and then not play again until the following Friday. Like there are some weeks where it's just not going to be worth me paying to play.
So they're going to have 10 game of service games, which do you think all 10 will be provided under the same service, or do you think you have to have like 10 separate ones?
I don't know. That's kind of an interesting question because it doesn't really say and it doesn't even say like what they mean by games as a service game either.
Yeah,
like Destiny's games as a service in my mind, because they have a paid, you buy the game and then it has like the add-ons or whatever.
Right.
But I don't know that it falls in, there's no like subscription. So I'm not sure, like when you say games as a service, is that like getting away from traditional single player games for their first party titles and just saying like, we're going to have Destiny and then we'll have this game that is like has additional content that we release over the course of X number of years. Like here's another $20 story pack.
Right.
Or because it seems weird to me with them getting ready to compete with Game Pass, it seems, and having different tiers for the online service through PlayStation, that they would be looking to really push is like more games as a service.
Well, y'all know how I feel about that. For the simple fact, it's like if I buy the game, I'm paying my good $60, $70, $100. I'm not trying to pay nothing else.
Yeah.
On that game. Like, yo, no, don't say I gotta pay for this so I can finish the game or add more to the game.
Oh, putting stuff that's already on disc behind a paywall is dirty pool.
Yeah, you don't really see that anymore though. Or
no,
really
because
at all, but
somebody
did it. Like one of the fighting games. There was a fighting game that did it, and all the season pass characters were on the disc. I want to say it was Mortal Kombat 10.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, like they put all the characters on disc, but then you couldn't unlock them without the season pass. But they were already all there.
They were there. If you didn't have season pass, guess what? You were looking at a shadow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I have a really hard time with that. I think, Tay, I find it interesting because one of your favorite games is one of these that really does push the envelope as far as games as a service goes in my mind, and that's GTA.
Yes. And you know what?
I think the Shark Cash, like, they're like printing money.
Pretty much.
The amount of money, we've had that stat up before. I know we have. We've looked it up. But like what the monthly spend is on Shark Cash, it's crazy. I'm looking it up now, but I mean,
I don't know. It's tough though because people are willing to pay it, but it's like, I don't know.
Rockstar Games net worth is $1.5 billion.
I guess the difference between the shark cards and stuff is that at least in the fighting game, or at least in GTA, you can still earn it without paying, whereas the other place you have to pay.
Yeah.
True, but that's the thing about GTA with you earning cash. It takes way too long. All the stuff they add to the game to earn cash.
Yeah, like when they were like, "Hey, if you have $1 million, you can have this yacht."
Yeah.
And I remember logging into the game and seeing how long it was going to take me to get $1 million, and going, "Yep, they're not getting me back in." Like,
well, I'll give them this though. So, like, even on the weekends, they do cash. So you probably get $1 million just for logging in on the weekend, and then like you can log in each day. So that's $3 million. But it's like you got people in the game that going by these shark cards, and they got millions and billions of dollars, and they make the game not fun. But the flip side of that, even though they charge for shark cards and stuff like that, Grand Theft Auto stays dropping cars and missions to make you want to come back and stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. I just find it extremely interesting. So as of October, and I knew we've talked about this before, but as of October, GTA 5 has made $7 billion with a B dollars, and they make roughly $911 million a year on Shark Cash cards.
That's literally insane.
Like little $25 cards that have totaled $911 million a year.
That's retarded.
Hey, I mean, it's a crazy amount of money, and it maybe games like that have got Sony looking and going, all right, so even if we can do half that,
But
right? Like
you're taking the fun out of the.
I guess like
They don't care. Yeah, they don't care
it's
about
a
fun.
business, right? Like
It's true. But it's like, okay, all right. When we had Super Nintendo, and we bought Ninja Turtles, or we bought Killer Instinct, and different games like that.
yeah.
We played the game for the love of the game, and we didn't have to buy anything else. And if they added anything to the game when it came online,
But
we're happy.
you also
Well,
paid
things.
$60 for that game and beat it in 4 hours.
True.
And now, if you paid $60 for a game and beat it in 4 hours, you'd lose your freaking mind.
True. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, true.
The expectation today on what is considered the proper length for a story-based game has just astronomically gone in a completely different space.
Do you think that's because of other games, like for
Oh,
instance, like Skyrim and stuff? Like
I think
people just raise the bar really high.
Oh, yeah. When they were like, you can play this game for 80 hours. And I was like, who in the heck has 80 hours to play this game?
That's a 2-week pay
Skyrim.
period.
Well, right. Right. Well, and then like I've seen people that have played Skyrim on everything it's been released on.
Yeah.
I
And then
wish I
they're
could
like-
go back and replay Skyrim for the first time again.
And like have never played it and it
Mhm.
was fresh.
Mhm.
See, like I'm that way about Batman Arkham Asylum, the first one.
Yeah.
Because it took me so long to beat it. I think we literally have forgot. Like the expectation is no less than 8 hours for a story mode. 8 hours is like what I consider to be worth the get, right? Like if I'm gonna pay $60. Now that doesn't mean that I haven't paid less for a game and gotten more hours out of it. Like Kenna Bridge of Spirits, I haven't finished yet, but I will be. But I didn't pay $60 for it either because it was $40 when it came out.
Right.
And I think you can get a good quality game for less than $60 or $70. But in Tay's argument of if I pay $60, I should be able to play the whole game. I agree. I just think we're in a totally different space than we were when we were little.
True.
Like I mean, I can beat Mike Tyson's Punch Out in 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
yeah, I know I've been playing it for, I don't know, when did that come out? Like 86, 87?
Yeah, 87.
Yeah, I was like 7 years old, and I've been playing it since then, and I've done speed runs of it, and I have a video of me beating it in less than 10 minutes. But like people beat those games in that amount of time and said nothing about it being $60.
Yeah.
No, like I just looked it up. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, which is one of my top 3 games right now, 25 to 30 hours.
Yeah.
I was like, man, can I get that on a paycheck? Like,
Yeah.
I can't sit there that long straight and play that. Like,
Well, you're
literally-
not supposed to, you know. You're not supposed to sit there straight and play through.
But that's what I'm
It's like
saying. It's like our
Video
generation.
games
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, video games back then used to be more like a movie, and now they're more like TV shows.
True.
You don't sit there and you can sit there and just fly right through it. It doesn't mean you're supposed to.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Like, I don't mind games that I can beat in a weekend.
True.
Like, if I were, let's say I sit down, I play 4 hours on Saturday, 4 hours on Sunday, and I beat it in 8 hours.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Nah.
I am, like, if the story's good, and then I've enjoyed that 8 hour span, great. Do I think that like games like Guardians of the Galaxy being longer is a problem? Absolutely not. I love that I could stretch that experience over 3 weekends in a row if I could, or
right.
I can play it a little bit longer, or it's, you just can't sit down for an hour and get through a level. Like, I remember the opening scene of that game and thinking,
Beautiful.
like, what, I was like an hour and a half in, and I just finished the prologue. And I went, oh, now we're running the early credits. Like, I was like, are there any? Am I getting to that point? But I think that when you talk about games as a service, there's so many options out there. There's the battle pass situation. There's a possibility of like just adding $20 worth of content here and there,
Or
like the new GTA Dre pack or whatever, right? Wasn't that like $20?
There's a possibility.
Yeah, you needed the cash to get the game started. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a possibility that that it's just like CS:GO, to where these services are free, or do you think there's no chance that that's even a possibility with Sony?
I would guess maybe one of the 10 or two of the 10.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I would think most of them are to monetize the situation.
I agree.
Like, acquiring Bungie, who I think is, and some people will flame me for this, but I think they might have the best model for games as a service. They have fans of that game that are so dedicated to that game that they have their own con. Like, there's a Destiny con.
Yeah.
And people are like getting ready to go. Like, it's in June, and I just did a logo and a jersey for somebody who is taking their clan to this Destiny con. I think that is a huge piece of what Sony's going to be doing. I think they're going to be working with the people at Bungie and say, okay, this is what you guys did for Destiny. How do we make this work for other games? How do they make Gran Turismo a games as a service game?
But that's I got something old fashioned, because that all this extra money in, and I got to pay to play.
You're getting the base game though, Tay. You're getting the base game for $60 in some cases. And then it's like, hey, we're releasing an expansion. It's $30.
So that's 90. And then
and then there's another expansion a year later.
Yeah, so it's like when the game is finally done.
I'm gonna throw a wrench at you here though. Call of Duty.
Okay.
Releases yearly, which I know gets in Mark's crawl just about every time we talk about Call of Duty releasing yearly. And I'm not bringing it up to be that guy, but what I'm saying is, like, you paid $60 a year for a Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So what's stopping you from paying $60 for Destiny 3, and then a year later paying $30 for an expansion, and then 6 months later paying another $30 for that expansion, and then paying another $30 for an expansion?
See, no, the expansion part is not my issue. It's the money you spend in between expansions. It's like, okay, prime example, Fortnite, all these skins and V-Bucks and all that. Like, why can't I just play the game?
You can. You absolutely can. You don't have to pay anything. You can play that game for free. You don't have to have any of those skins.
but they sell it to you. It's like, I really want it and I need V-Bucks.
Yeah, but you don't have to.
You as I say, you don't have to.
Like, we're very limited. So my kids have a few skins, and we limit like what they buy. And they'll be like, "Oh, I really like that skin," and I'm like, "Yeah, how much do you really like that skin?" Like, are we like Parker, my 5-year-old? He absolutely loves Thanos. He thinks he's the coolest villain ever.
Yes.
Right.
So hey, tell me high five.
So he'll just snap at you, bro. Like, make you just but like when Thanos came out on the shop for Fortnite,
they had to get it.
There was zero question. Like he had not asked for basically anything else. And then he saw Thanos and he's like, I want Thanos. I want him now. And we were just kind of like, okay, dude. Like, and he wasn't like, so we don't keep V-Bucks on their accounts. Right. So we keep them on my account and then I gift them their stuff. So yeah, so we keep it under control. Like, if they did a Bob Ross skin in Fortnite, I'd be in. Like, I'll tell you right now, like, I could have some happy little trees, but like, you don't have to have any of that stuff, Tay, to do it and
to play the game.
Yeah, and if you play the Save the World mode, which was the original mode of the game, you unlock additional stuff for free.
I get that, but this is the thing though. Okay, we use Call of Duty. All right, hold on. So Call of Duty, right? You know these guns coming out back to back. All these packs are coming out back to back.
Yeah.
I could play the game and work my way up to it, or 1,000 people that just seen this pack come out, they spending their money, and it makes it unfair to play the game because now I'm getting pecked off from 2.5 miles down.
But
they got the new gun.
Those aren't.
That's
really
different.
Yeah, that's different because you're talking about like
pay to win.
And in Fortnite, you're paying for a look.
Yeah.
Or a skin. Like, you're not buying a gun that's better than other guns. Like, you used to be able to pay to win in NHL online or FIFA. Like, you can make your pro boosted. Yeah. And I hated that, except if you were playing on a weekend with some buddies and they had all played a ton and you hadn't played much, you could buy a boost for the weekend so you could be at their level, which was a lot. I think I'm okay with that if you're playing with friends. Like in private lobbies, I'm actually for that a little bit, but I don't like the pay to win scenario.
Yeah, pay to win is always a no go for sure, but pay for skins, like, that's totally cool with me.
Yeah.
To further that, and it kind of changes the topic, but I also feel like players should be able to, there should be like a trading system and a market to allow users to like trade, buy, and sell their skins, kind of like the Steam market. I've loved the Steam market ever since I was a PC gamer. I think more people should utilize that. But like, for instance, when Fortnite was really big, like my wife was playing it and skins were a big deal, and like skins didn't really come back to the shop like they do now. I remember your account could get banned if you were selling your account. Like, for instance, I have the Skull Trooper, like super sought after or whatever. And the funny story is behind that is I was playing Cuphead on my PC with my PlayStation controller. The only reason I have is I accidentally bought $100 worth of V-Bucks while playing Cuphead just by hitting random buttons, dude. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. But like, so people were selling their accounts with Skull Troopers, and then they would get banned if they would do that. And I just not a huge fan of that. It's just like, I understand why they do it, but at the same time, it's like, it's their account. Like, let them do what they want with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I take back what I take back what I said there. I probably would pay to play. So
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Pay to win for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pay to win is definitely a problem. Speaking of paying for things. So we talked about this a little bit last week, Mark. We were wondering if the FTC was going to jump in
Right.
on this Microsoft deal, and we both said we didn't think it would happen. Well, it's happening.
Yeah.
They're jumping in and taking a look at this deal for Activision to be reviewed. It was on Bloomberg today. I'm still kind of surprised by it because I don't think that it gives them a monopoly.
Right.
But
it gives them a huge leg up, not a monopoly.
Not after the Bungie acquisition.
yeah, like I think that now you're like, hey, you know, Destiny was part of that whole, you know, group, and Bungie went out on their own, right? Because
Right.
Destiny was part of Activision. Bungie left, went out on their own, and now, you know, Microsoft it's the U.S. Antitrust Review checking to see if Activision Blizzard was handled correctly, and the FTC is jumping in.
Right.
I'll be interested to follow this because I think that there are bigger fish to fry at Activision Blizzard than the acquisition of the company by Microsoft.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting for me to see like what's going to happen there. But Tay, I mean, when you look at this, do you really think that it gives Microsoft an unfair advantage in the marketplace?
Yeah, because Microsoft, like PC gaming, Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you got that.
But they've not said that they're going to make them exclusives. They've actually, Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, said, we're not.
No, but that's the thing, though. It's like, not as far as the games, but it's like your stake in the market is so huge right now, it's unfair.
Do you think, though, that the same could have been said when they acquired Bungie? Or not a Bungie, Bethesda? When they acquired Bethesda, when they got like all the Bethesda studios,
see,
there wasn't even a question.
Like, FTC probably looking like, what are you up to?
Yeah, but there's a ton of other studios out there.
Yeah. I think they just don't want.
I mean, you still have Rockstar is on its own.
Yeah, I don't think
Rockstar Take-Two, like that's there. I mean, if Microsoft came out and been like, hey, in addition to Activision Blizzard, we just bought Rocksteady and Take-Two. And we're gonna get Gearbox as well. So now they have GTA, 2K, all the 2K games, and say they have Borderlands. I think there's an issue.
Here's what I think. I think this is just the system working. I think they're gonna look at it, they're like, nope, it's good, and then everyone's like, cool. You know what I mean? Like the system's doing what it's supposed to, and so I'm glad that they're looking at it honestly, because it's like I'd rather them look at it and just be like, nah, that's cool. Like, you know what I mean? I'd rather them look at it a little bit, be like, nah, everything's cool over here, guys, and everyone can be like, yay, thanks for doing your job. That's kind of how I see it. There's no way they get burned on that.
I don't think so either.
Unless somebody at Microsoft pissed off the FTC.
Maybe.
Well, I don't
even
know how you go about that. I don't even know how you go about that. What are you guys' thoughts on the Halo TV series? If you guys were watching the games this weekend.
Trailer looks good.
I seen the trailer. The trailer did look good.
I think they need to stop making video game movies and TV shows. I'm just not. I thought it looked good, but at the same time, like I don't even know what this show is going to be about. Like honestly, like I don't even know how it's going to line up with the story. Like honestly, like I didn't even finish The Witcher because I just got bored.
Oh, I'm 4 episodes in, and I think I'm done.
Yeah,
The Witcher. Everybody's like, you got to watch that, and I'm like, I made it to episode 4, and I'm still not digging it.
Yeah, I don't know. Not to be the guy who's like, oh, the book's way better than the movie, but it's like usually it's how it always is. You know what I mean? You can't just like, you know.
Yeah, I don't need to have a TV series about the game that I want to play.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me another game. Give me another game to play. Take that content, put it in a game, let me play it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where I'm
curious
at.
how you guys thought about that.
I thought it looked good, but
it did look good. The graphics was.
I've not watched like any TV or like movies really at all in the last couple months. But I've still been gaming more than I used to be. So I'm back on back on Fortnite. I know I was talking about it last week. Played 2 nights ago. Monday night. I think we got 4 wins in a row, so we were killing it. I was like having 12 limbs per game and stuff. It was a good time. Still playing some VR, the poker game Onward, and some VR fishing. Good stuff. So, yeah.
Nice pick. So no
Yeah.
more chess.
I fell off of chess a little bit. I haven't given up though. I just
Surprised he's not playing it on VR.
I found a game. I just don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah,
because you can change like the characters and stuff, and like it looks pretty cool, but it's like $20. And I'm just like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna get that. So maybe one day, maybe if I get really good, I will. But I need to hop back on, and the buddy I play with, we haven't really hung out recently. So, but no, it's still lingering back there. It's the want to play is still back there.
Okay. What about you, Tay? What are you playing?
Of course, Madden. Because somebody's gonna hold on to that one sweet day.
He's guys been practicing.
That one sweet day. Mortal Kombat. I actually picked up the show 21 again because the Reds have been showing massive love to the Bengals. So
yeah,
I'm sorry. Let me play a little bit of baseball, and I've been playing Narcos.
Okay.
A little shoot 'em up, bang bang.
Yeah. I mean, I've been digging in Fortnite again. I played some Uno. I've been playing Uno at night, like before I go to bed. Just like something to kind of wind down. Obviously, it's not too exciting. Like I said earlier, I haven't been able to get into Pokemon because I haven't gotten my copy yet. I did play some
sad.
more.
I wanted to ask you so many questions about that.
Yeah, I'm hopeful to get it this weekend so I can really dig in. Kenna Bridge of Spirits has gotten a little bit of my time. I spent some time on God of War on PC. It's so good. It's just so good. I mean, was it worth 4 years worth of wait? I don't know. I already played it on PlayStation 4, so I'm going to say it wasn't for those that waited that long, but if you're watching the show and you're somebody who's waited 4 years to do that, like, let me know how you think, because I think it's still amazing. I think the game's beautiful. I love it. But I don't know if I was somebody who hadn't played it on PS4, if I would have waited that long to play it.
Yeah.
And then I played a little Age of Empires. Finally. I know.
You ain't happy, man?
No, it was me just trying to figure it out because it's been so long since I played an Age of Empires game. The controls were kind of wonky to me. I had to get myself through the tutorial, and then I had to go back and do some things again because I was like, oh, I forgot I need to be focused on when I play that game. And there was a game was on TV. I was playing, the kids were running around and I wasn't really focused on what was going on. And I'm like, yeah, I definitely have to play this when I'm in that mode. So, but yeah,
I mean, any good?
No. I mean, it's going to take me time getting back into it. I think that it's pretty. I think they did a good job on this one. But RTS games and I have a love-hate relationship. I've really got to be focused when I play it.
See, I just gotta learn them, and then I'm like golden. Once I learn everything, I'm big chilling.
Yeah.
Getting the strategies down, learning what each unit does, and then I'm good. But
oh man, we're past the 9 o'clock already. I just looked and I was like, all right. Anybody else have any final thoughts before we head off for the end of the sunset for the evening and hunker down through this winter storm watch?
If anyone's trying to catch an L dance, just hop on that Fortnite. I'll give it to you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I had to disable. Oh, while we're talking about dances, I had to disable all the music because I have a bunch of the dances that go along with like popular music that they have.
Oh yeah. So you can't even. You have to avoid that in lobbies too because
Yep.
they're just being
Yeah. So there's actually a setting now that says, "Are you streaming?" Like if
Really?
you're so you can go into the settings and just disable all copyrighted music, like license. I think it says licensed music.
Huh.
And you can just disable that so you don't have to worry about it. But
Interesting. Yeah. See, like I didn't even really think about that when I was playing.
yeah,
It's like-
I didn't either until I got a strike. It wasn't on Twitch. It was actually YouTube. I got a mark like saying like, "Hey, we muted 2 minutes or like a minute and 30 seconds of your video," and I was like, "For what?"
Right.
And then I went back and watched that minute and 30 seconds and was like, "Oh, it was when I was doing all those stupid dances in the lobby."
That's
While I was
crazy.
waiting for people to get to ready up. So, but it's fun. We'll have to jump on. We got to get Tay to get on the Fortnite train. Doot.
Well, I have my daughter show me how to play because all those things popping
Just-
up there.
What we'll do is we'll have Mark on our team, and then he can build, and we'll just keep dumping him all the resources that we mine. Because
Well, I don't know
build.
about that.
I can't build. I'm not
Mhm.
good enough at building. So, but all right, everybody, we will be back next Wednesday. Keep an eye on social media. We're going to try to put some stuff out there to let you know exactly what we're talking about in advance. We've been posting it much earlier in the day on Wednesdays to kind of get you hyped for the day and getting our show notes up at almost 12 hours before the episode. So Dexter, thanks for swinging by.
What up, Dexter?
Our peace signal from Dexter. Scoot, Lord of the Wings, thank you for hopping in the chat a little bit. For those of you that haven't hopped in the chat but watch us each week, please do stop by and say hi on whatever platform you are watching us on so we know you're here live during the show. I know we've got some viewers on Facebook and some viewers on Twitch. And our Facebook shows tend to be watched a lot after the fact as we reshare them after. So if you're not watching us live, we are live every Wednesday night from 8 to 9 Eastern time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So appreciate everybody coming out, and we will catch you next time here on the Connection Interruption podcast.
Bye, Felicia.
See ya.